Before I came to this stage, I asked myself every time before I go and be a speaker in any type of event. I try to tell other people that I chose another subject and topics before coming to this, but seems like I can never get away from the women empowerment things. Because I thought I want to be something different. And so I also want to talk about something different too this time. But when I ask myself, and I try to ask people around me instead of what topic I should focus on, then I ask them, what do you see when you see me? What is the first thing you see? And then one of my relatives, he came to me and was like, if possible, I want you to talking about something, that thing that you just, break the glass. I mean, what do you mean break the glass? He said, look at you. I'm 22 this year, and a marketing manager in one of the international company. I take the triple degree in my university. So he said, as a woman in these cultures and in this country, you should say how you break that glass. So, okay, then I think like, what should I put into the content? Because being who I am today, I've been through just a lot of things, bullying in my high schools and all of those bad things in the past. And after that, it reminded me of one time, exactly this month last year. I have a very, very, let's say, hard time discussing with my mom, actually a debate of how women should behave. My mom. So she is very traditional woman, to be honest. So every time we're talking about, okay, mom, I go to these countries for a meeting, for a work mission. She was like, who are you go with? Why you have to go there? Just don't go at all. I don't want you to go. And it was a sad moment when, as a girl, I want to be independent financially, mentally, and physically. But to her, she just wants me to be safe. She don't want me to go there. She don't want me to explore. And I know it's just because she cares and she loves me. There was one time, I went through an emotional breakdown with my mom. I was working hard and stay late at night. And she asked me, why you have to work so hard? Because at one point, you'll be married anyway. To me, it's sad, because I'm not the type of telling my stories to the other people, sharing my problem. But I need someone who loves me. I need someone who I love to at least understand what I've been through. And as a woman in this country, that's hard. And when even your mom saying that thing to you, and I realize he doesn't understand what I've been through at all. Because he just think that, okay, school achievement, I graduated from grade A, from high school, studying triple degree, and all those things, it's just a temporary things that I can do. Because at the end of the day, I'll be a good housewife. So, talking about feminism, every time when I'm talking about feminism, how many people here are feminists? Please raise your hand. Okay, very few. Either you don't understand what feminist is really, or you just don't want to raise your hand. Because every time I'm talking about being feminist, especially for women, they think I'm asking for special treatment. Or they want like, okay, now she's talking about feminist, now I have to act manly to be strong, and she's so weak now. But actually, feminist is not like that. Feminist is just the understandings and belief that we as a woman deserve the same right as men in terms of opportunities and everything and the way that we live in the society. So this is what we call feminist, and I'm so proud to say that I'm a feminist and I fight for girls. So this stage today, the reason why I choose the topic that related to feminists and women is for the girl, especially for women in Cambodia. Because if I don't talk about it now, then this is a state that I should. And if I don't, then I just don't understand when and who will do it in the next step. So I take risks and talk about this. So there's many types of topics regarding to the women. So in this, I today will share about 5 tips or 5 things that I think women in the societies and every woman around the world need in order to achieve the independence and that thing you call a proud feminist. First things, I don't understand what can it be if I don't have the enough time of education in myself. It reminds me of when I was in high school. As soon we graduated, we think a lot of what we should choose. And then I first want to be a doctor, and then I was told, doctors, it's not for women, because you're going to spend a lot of time, and then what if you're married, what if you have kids, and all those things. And because I love having people, I think that was for me, but then people tell me the same thing. So later on, I want to be the ambassadors, working in the embassy, because I love traveling and meeting new people. And again, they said traveling for women is not the right thing. So guess what, after I graduated, I still cannot figure out what I should choose as a major. So I actually been through 5 different majors that I changed, and I settled down with 3 degrees, which is accounting, marketing, and professional communication. So it was lucky that I can have that kind of opportunity to discover what I really into and what I love. At the end of the day, I chose marketing, where I do all of those things people said I shouldn't do. Traveling, helping people, meeting strangers, and all those things I think I don't do it before, but I just think I'm doing it all now. In education, I've changed a lot for the data that's talking about women, and it's very hard when most of the data are from 2015 and 2016. I can hardly find the updated one. But from those data, I found out that the number of women in the Senate is 1.5%, and it's rarely moved in the last 6 years, which is so hard to understand. Talking about people who study in my class, I asked my teachers, I asked other women, they said, okay, now you can look, there's many more women who attend school, but when we move further in the higher education, the number of women drop as well, because they just married, they just have kids, they just settle down with the work that we don't call it as the decision-making role at all. So that is the problem. The representations of the National Assemblies also moved from 6 to 20% since 1993, which I was not born yet. And it's still moving slow until now. 15% or less from women around the world who work in the decision-making position. So we can see that the problem is still there. Now, the first thing is education. We have to pursue education, knowledge, and all those experience that we can take the leadership roles. And the second thing, focus on developing yourself. I believe school is not the only place to learn, and that type of moving always be driven by day to day. I would hate myself if I wake up the next day and learning nothing new. So I learn from everything around me, people I meet, even you go to coffee, you know. If you keep scrolling on your phone, you miss a lot of things. But if you're just sitting there, you may meet a lot of new people. You may see the strategy of how they use in terms of marketing. You may see of how they work with their client and customer. So you miss a lot of things. So all these little things around me, I learn it from everything around me every day. For personal development, when I say personal development, including soft skills and professional skills, also your appearance. Not because you want to impress other people. Let me make it clear at this stage. Because to me, personal appearance is what builds your confidence. And you have to do it for yourself as a woman, especially women. And you don't do it for men. You do it to feel good about yourself. And being through this process, I have some things that are very excited, and I'm sure not many people or no one knows about this at all. So it goes to the biggest transformation from me from the last few years. So look at this girl. In the last few years, she was the one who hated going out the most. She hates meeting people because she knows that she's not confident enough in doing all those things. That's also the same person, and also the same person. And this is her now. One more, please. So, this is what I want to mean on when you're talking about self-development, self-improvement, focus on yourself. You have to be healthy mentally and physically in terms of it make yourself feel good, it make yourself feel confident in terms of talking to people, and as a marketing and as a people who meet a lot of people, that's what you do to yourself. I'm not telling you that you're not good enough right now, but I put effort in everything that I do until I reach who I am today. This is just a small things. The childhood, I call it little beloved things. Every time I look at it. And this is what I've done in the past years as well. By saying all this, I'm not saying that I'm that good person or better than anyone, but I'm saying that I've put every little effort since I was young in every moment of my life to keep improving myself, helping people, sharing, and persuade them. Because I was there, I was bullied in my high school, and I understand how it feels like when you need someone and nobody's there. So today, I want to be that person. I want to be there for people who need it. That's why I love sharing to people. I love sharing to the younger generation that do this and do that, not because I know it better than you, it's just because I used to be through that before. We all can do it. So, keep doing the right things. As a woman in this society, I work a lot. As a marketing manager, I'm responsible for all the projects in the Cambodian market for my company. So basically, it's including hospitalities and other things, meaning sometimes we have to have a meeting in a hotel. So this is what happened. You know what I mean when I'm talking about when you go and have a meeting in your hotels. Even you just sit down in the receptionist desk and talk, people think of you differently. But to me, I don't care. Because as long as you do the right thing, you know who you are, you don't need anyone to tell you how you should behave to look good, how you should behave for other people to respect you. Because I keep doing the right thing. I never done anything wrong. I never harm anyone. So I keep doing the right things for myself and the people I love and for the countries that I care about. This is a very popular norm that most of family now are still using it, including my mom. And that's the thing I tell her every day, that it changed now, and she changed her mind as well. Men were compared to diamond in the past, meaning whatever they do, they're still clear and good as gold. For women, they're just like white cotton. To me, people are the same. You can lie yourself. You can lie to yourself that, okay, I'm all good and diamond as gold, but you never can lie to yourself that what have you done in the past. To girls as well. Even if you want to do it and then you hide it, who cares and who know about it, right? But the thing is, you have to keep doing the right thing for yourself because that's what keeps you value. I said this all the time that I'm 22 years old now, and I built myself, my credit for people respect and love me for 22 years, so I'm not going to do any stupid things for people to look down on me. So this is the right thing for the girls. You can do everything that you want, whatever you want, just do it, just make it right. And remember that your life right now, you have built it for the years that since you were born. So don't do things that ruin it, just a small mistake. I remember when I think of the meeting that I'm in, 95%, actually I want to say 99% of the meeting I've been, I'm the only one girl who sit in the table and making decision. The other girls would just come here giving us waters and then leave the room. So I questioned myself, what happened? And then I discovered that it's not the problem of what other things about us, but it's what we think about ourselves. Because girls was held back by the societies and thought that they cannot do it. While girls themselves telling themselves that I'm not good enough. Even when you ask them, when they're in the class, and they say, okay, you just have an exam, what did you do? And how did you do? It's like, I don't know, I'm not so sure. But when you ask guy, he knows nothing about it, and then he was like, I'll pass. So this is the confidence that girls having themselves and putting themselves to believe that they are not good enough. And every time we're talking about making decisions, every time we're talking about leadership's role, yes, we always include women in, but are we in the second option? So this is the problem. And in order to improve that, it's the only girls who can make sure and prove to the world that you can do it, just like men do. We are not competing each other here. We just want to complete each other as a lovely things, you know? Okay. So always, most of the time, we always compare men and women, no matter what we do, no matter when we go, even going out at night, even I mean, how can you be so unfair to women? Because men and women join together in a party. Why you only keep only pressuring on the women? You know? Because that is the same thing that we meet every day. And in this new generation, we all know that just having party, just celebrate things, it's nothing's harm you at all. As long as you do it right. I keep saying the same thing, and stay safe. Okay, so the fourth thing, be brave. I tell women all the time, if I ask people in my classroom or in the class, when teacher asks, okay, do you know these things, do you know that thing, anyone volunteer? Girl has always been the second or never raised their hand at all. So be brave and do the things. Because it's never hurt, it's never be a mistake. When you go there, if it's right, then it's good. If it's wrong, then it's something that you learn. But you have made it there. When you volunteer to do something, you have made it there when you volunteer and lead something. It's not a mistake at all. So be brave in whatever you do in every day of your life. This is the things that I want girls to remember the most. Be brave, but always stay safe. Most of the time, we take it wrong to be brave in a lot of wrong things. And I admit that as a woman myself. And I know a lot of people think the same thing. As my friends, they also claim something similar. But I always said, be brave, do whatever you want to. Nobody can teach you how to do. You're the one who do it, but always remember to stay safe. The last point, your life, you decide. Maybe the main message that I want to give to you here is never settle down with someone that is not right for you just because you think you're old, just because you think you're at the age of marriage. At the age of 22, my mom asks me every time when I can get a grandchildren. And she tried to even ask, do you even have a boyfriend? I said, Mom, I have time for career and work. I'm going to take you travel around the world. Don't worry, okay? If you want grandchildren, get my brother a wife, not me. So this is but I think it's going to be hard because my brother and me is kind of the same, you know. And so this is the same thing because I think a lot of my friends, you know, they married at the age of, I think 18, 19, and by now, what is the funny thing is those who are named similar as me, Dani, like Dani, Sodany, Sath Sodany, Dani, the other Dani, like just Dani, they all married. And then I question myself, what's wrong with the name Dani? Oh, I'm just a different one, you know? Because married at this age, seriously, it's a serious problem. But because to me, even I found someone I love, I'm not gonna marry yet. Because married is just something that luck or I don't know what people define marriage, but my things of defining marriage because the white dress of the wedding is beautiful, you know. But I can't go to the studio and shoot a photo like that, but I'm not gonna marry that fast. So this is the main thing that I want people because take it serious. Now let's be serious. When I meet my friends that they were in high school and most of my high school friends are married, which is true, and I meet them, I said, congratulations. Now you got one kid and all that. And it was like, Dani, remember one thing, don't marry just yet. I mean, what? I think you just did. I think that's fine. Because after marriage, she had kids, and then she lost all the work opportunities. It's hard for her to be responsible for both domestic works and careers and kids and husband and all that. That's why what I'm trying to say here is, even if you love each other, marriage is not the first thing that you have to think about, you know. If you truly love each other, I'd rather be with someone and be successful together, and marriage is the other things, in the latter things. Marriage is not the first thing that you have to think about at this young age. You got a lot of opportunities ahead. You got what I mean opportunities, not meaning that you can't be play around and no. I mean, you got a lot of opportunities, you have work, you have time, which you can focus on your future right now. Because my type of relationship is something that you love each other and support each other to successful together. It's not you have to lock each other in one thing, making a family while you're not even ready for that. So lady, please, I don't want to see the same mistake that my friend did. Because some of them are married and now divorced after they have kids, And they now are struggling and finding job because when they married, they quit school and all that. You know, we see this every day from people around us. So please, think a little further. If that person gonna love you, marriage doesn't make any change. Okay. So last but not least, I would like to thank everyone who comes today and those who see my potential and give me all the opportunities in the past. Thank you very much, because without you guys, without believing in me that I can do something, without your support, without my mom debating with me, I would not try that hard to prove her that we can do it. So thank you very much.